and slower.
Your Garmin is reading slower and slower. You are getting stronger and stronger.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dawn.
And I'm John, and together we're the two running Brooms. So today you're joining us on our midweek session, which is
4 times 1.5 miles at threshold effort.
So we're taking 1/4 mile jog recoveries between each of those efforts. So how do we work out what pace we should be running at? As experienced runners, we should be able to run this to feel, which we will largely be doing. We thought it'd be interesting to plug in what threshold pace should be into an online calculator and see what it came out as.
There's many calculators out there, but this time we used the Runner's World one. So we plugged in our 5k times from when we did the Sales Sizzler last week, and it came out at 7:15 per mile for me and 6:57 for John.
But if you do use an online calculator to set your paces, you do need to apply context and common sense. So those 5k times will form a flat road race. Well, it's 90% road, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In cool conditions on a Friday evening. Today it's a bit warmer and we are running on a lovely reservoir trail loop near our house. With a caveat to those paces, just in our warm-up, my first mile was 9, Dawn's was 9:15. As you can see, there is some shelter here, so sometimes the Garmin might misread.
It's important not to let the Garmin dictate your session, but just keep running and run to feel.
You cannot depend on it to be your guide when it's you who must keep it satisfied. Not my words. So we're at a local reservoir today, and the entire loop, including the car park, is bang on 2 miles. So what we're doing is running 1.5 miles in one direction, take the jog recovery, back in the other direction, and then repeat. And when we finish the session, we'll be giving you an update on our forthcoming racing plans through the month of August.
This is such a lovely place to run. Really invigorating, gets you out and gets you motivated.
Thank you, William Wordsworth. So on to the choice of shoes. So today I have gone for the Adidas Takumi Sen 8. So I just had to look down at my feet to check they were still there. Yeah, I've gone for the Adidas Takumi Sen 8. It's a shoe I've worn for a couple of 5k races, and it's ones I reach for short to medium sessions at the minute. You done?
I've gone for the Adidas Boston 2.
Dawn's gone for the Adidas Adios Pro 2, and it's the Berlin Marathon Colourway Edition. Special treat.
So I've not worn these shoes for a long run workout, but I have worn them for a long run. So I've decided these are the shoes I'm going to start wearing for long run workouts, especially if we decide to do a marathon in the autumn.
Ooh, might be letting into a little secret there. Yeah, the Takumi Sen 8s are nice and responsive, quite a narrow profile, but they'll put you onto your forefoot, and those carbon rods make you feel like you're popping and bouncing along nicely. So that's a warm-up done, so let's get into this session. I shall be wearing my Shocks earphones because I like to listen to music or a podcast when I'm running on my own.
And obviously we will be wearing sunglasses. You get quite a lot of midges around the reservoir, and I don't want them going into my eyes. And also it's quite sunny, and I like to have my eyes protected during a sunny run.
So what about you? Are you a listener or a non-listener when it comes to running?
Non-listener here.
I like the distraction, the podcast, music.
I like nature. Filming, it should just be on.
Okay. So first rep done. I was, as predicted, about 10 seconds a mile slower than 6:57. You done?
I think I was about 15 seconds slower.
Well, that's fine, because I reckon this surface is worth 10 to 15 seconds a mile. Plus it's a little bit warmer than the other night.
Yeah, it is.
So well executed. Definitely a tougher one, that. It seemed to slow, but as I say, can't tell with just the Garmin. Right, so Dawn clocked a bit slower that way, I clocked a bit faster, and she went further than me. I think this shows the Garmin and its true light. It's okay as a guide, but not as an absolute master. Doing a good session here. Tell everyone she's doing a good session here, viewers. Yeah, it's quite busy on this trail. I'm having to shout quite a few times that I'm coming through, and that's another runner coming through behind me. But I tend to get very focused on sessions, focus on the numbers and ticking them off. And Mr. Dillon's helping me too. Dawn's 1.5 miles seems to be longer than mine, but it's the effect the session has, not the numbers on your watch.
Slower and slower.
Your Garmin is reading slower and slower. You are getting stronger and stronger. Good coaching there, folks. Each minute is a minute closer to your goals. Last one. So, session complete. Firstly, me. I think my 1.5 mile reps were between about 7:05, 7:10 pace, which is bang on for the 6:57 the calculator said, plus giving myself 10 seconds a mile for this terrain and it being quite warm and twisty. Over to you.
Well, whenever you come to me, you're never going to get an exact number, I'm afraid, so I don't know. I know that I was slower than predicted paces, but I think the effort was right.
Right, just as a sense check, when I finished and turned around, Dawn was about the pace behind that I thought she would be. So I think all is in order. But
So what I didn't realise is it's actually more undulating than I first thought.
yeah, we were around here 4 times on Sunday during our long run and it didn't seem as undulating then.
As you can see from my Garmin map, there's one part of the course on a bend that has me coming to almost a stop.
Yes, that's right. I remember on one loop going into that bend with my watch saying 7-minute miling, and when I came out it was 7:07 a few yards later.
The one thing we do trust from the Garmin is the heart rate stat.
Indeed, those numbers and that progression are exactly what I would expect to see for a session of this type.
How did you find the choice of shoes?
Shoes are fine actually, yeah, felt good. Nice cushion. Don't quite have the spring and the push off that the Nike Next Percent have, but certainly the right choice for this terrain.
Mine were fine, tried and tested, didn't let me down. In retrospect, if there's one thing I would change there, I'd have had a drink or gel, maybe after the 2nd or 3rd rep. I did feel myself starting to get a bit hungry, a bit depleted towards the end of rep 3. Go!
The thing is with sessions is sometimes you'll have ups and downs during the session and you really have to dig in. So I had a mental downer on lap 2 and I thought to myself, I can't do this, but then I get to the end of the lap and I think, oh, just got 2 more to go, come on, one at a time. And you have to find ways of actually digging in and being mentally tough, and so I'm pleased today that I was able to push through that mental down point and actually complete the session.
I just tend to run the mile I'm in, like that great book by Ryan Hall suggests. Focus on the here and now. So we'll just complete this cool down and then fill you in with what races we've got coming up in August. So racing update, this is the Fast and Furious 5k training series. So we'd originally planned to do 4 5k races, but we actually slipped another 2 in. So far, my progress towards my sub 20 5k target has been quite linear. We had a baseline of 20:39 at Fast Park Run. I then did 2025 at No Walk in the Park 5k in Chesterfield, and then the 2015 the other night at the Sail Sizzler. So my progress is quite linear towards that target.
As for me, I started with a 21:38 baseline at Market Raisin.
That's right, you then shaved 2 seconds off at the Chesterfield No Walk in the Park. Then that very hot night at Doncaster on the track, 21:54, brought it back down to a 21:43 at Donington Hall Park Run. Then that excellent performance at Sail the other night, back down to 21:11. So you've been a bit more up and down, but overall on the right trajectory too.
That's right.
So we've still got 3 more bites of the cherry to hit those 5k target times I think we're on course for. So the first bite of the cherry will be at the Yeovilton 5k on the 9th of August. So what's that course like, Dawn?
It's lovely. It's a 1-lap course it's mostly flat. I think in the 4th kilometre you just have a very mild climb, but you just got to hold it together there, because that's where you could lose your pace.
So that's the first opportunity. The second one is at the Dereham 5k on the 20th of August. That's a flattish 2-loop town centre route. There's a 180-degree turn on each lap and some right angle. So it's a fun event. I've done it every year since the race started in 2011. So another opportunity. And then the final race in this Fast and Furious 5k series is on Friday the 25th of August at the Mid Cheshire 5k. Why did we choose that one, Dawn?
It's supposed to be one of the fastest 5Ks in the country.
It is. We watched a video on YouTube of it, and there were some blistering times. It was one in low 14s, I think. Well, there will be anywhere there. And we have a bonus race to go in there on the 5th of August. The very kind people at Race Nation have agreed to gift us a complimentary place. So one of us paid, the other one's complimentary, for the Wessex 10k, which is in the Somerset town of Somerton.
Nice.
So I believe it's predominantly road with a little bit of trail. So looking for a fun Saturday evening event there. So that's our race plans for August.
So stick with us and see how we get on.
And if you are planning to do any of those races yourselves, please do come over and say hello.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's nice when people come along and say, you're the 2 running brooms.
If you see her, say hello. She might be in Tangiers. She left here last early spring, is living there, I hear. Not my words. So part of the title of this vlog is Don't Be a Slave to Your Garmin. Be easy for you to get disheartened, but did you execute that session well?
Yes, I think I did.
Will you get a training benefit from it?
I hope so.
Do your legs know, does your body know what numbers are on your Garmin?
Absolutely.
No, it doesn't. Absolutely not is the right answer to that, folks.
I did say not at the end, didn't I?
So we're off home to make ourselves a recovery shake, have some lunch, and then get down the gym for some strength and conditioning.
Oh, can't wait.
So I hope you've enjoyed joining us for today's session and race update. If you have, please give this video a like. If you are new to this channel and would like to follow us on our training and racing journeys, then please do subscribe. So until next time,
Keep on keeping on.
keep on keeping on.